Live from Austin, Texas, with host Rosie Newberry. Local trends, shopping, and more. This is Studio 512.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us today for Studio 512. We featured a brand new festival this time last year, and now it's growing. Founder Nathan Felix and performer Nathaniel Payan are here to tell us more about the second annual Opera Austin Festival. Gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you both so much for being here. Nathan, last year we were so excited for you. It was a brand new baby. We were getting it off the ground. Tell us a little bit about the idea of the festival and what's growing this year.
Sure. So last year we decided let's experiment and see if there's a lot of interest in opera and independent opera. So we thought, well, let's do a little festival that sort of brings the community together, showcases new works by new composers, ideally from Austin or Central Texas. And it went off with a hit. We won an award, end of year award. So we thought, okay, let's do it again.
Congratulations.
And thank you. Thank you. And so this year we're sort of expanding. Obviously we're including more singers, more composers, and again, trying to just really hype up this idea of independent opera in a city of Austin that has so much music, so many options for everyone. And I think that seems like people are interested in more opera, so we want to give it to them.
Yeah, and I think it's a really interesting take on the live music scene, so to speak, because opera is not necessarily the first thing you think of when you think of Austin, but we do have so much musical talent here, to your point. And so I want to, if I can, Nathaniel, talk to you, because you're going to be one of the performers this year, right?
That's correct.
Tell me a little bit about how you got into opera.
Well, I first got into music around 6th grade, but as far as opera, I first started my sophomore year at the Butler Opera Center there at UT, and it was my first time ever doing opera. I fell in love with it. I think it's such a symbolic thing to do on stage. It's vulnerable, but also empowering, so I just fell in love with the art.
Oh, it's incredible. And moms and dads, I hope you're listening, started in 6th grade. He didn't have to start at the age of 1 in order to become an incredible opera singer. And in fact, you're still working a little bit on your undergraduate, and then you're going to go into performance. Is that right?
That's correct, yes.
Tell me about that.
I'm finishing right now my 4th year in my undergrad in music education, and soon after I'm looking into doing my master's in performance of opera.
Wow, that is incredible, and a tenor too. So remind me, if you wouldn't mind, a little bit about where tenor sits in opera for those of us who haven't been in music maybe since 6th grade.
I fall a little bit more in the baritone field, which is close to the tenor, but I've got a lower range and a little bit of my higher range. So it falls in between both that. So. And
is there a lot of space for that in opera? Is that kind of where they want the men to be singing, or does it need to be really low?
I think there's a great balance for that. When you sing baritone, I think there's a beauty of also getting that higher range, but then that lower range. So there's more room for fun parts in the roles. You can be that heroic character, or also that very villainous character or something like that. So,
fun. Yeah, I love it. And you're doing a lot of nodding, Nathan. Of course, I was so surprised to learn last year, you don't consider yourself a musician, you consider yourself a composer, and a very in-demand one, we should make sure everybody knows, across the world. Tell me a little bit about what you plan to do for this year.
Sure. For this year, I'm going to be having a production of Rebus Dominici, which is an opera that honors one of my best friend's fathers, who I grew up with. He passed away in a secret mission called El Dorado Canyon in 1986.
Whoa.
So this is a sort of memorializing him, and it's very special and close to my family and to my friends. And so Nathaniel will be playing Fernando Ribas Dominici, the lead character who was my son's father. So.
Fantastic. And you are going to be on the main stage. So tell me about the difference between the main stage and the arias stage, or arias.
Aria.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm trying. No, I didn't grow up in opera.
No, that's part of this festival, is that you don't have to know opera. It's just come and you can learn and appreciate sort of just what opera is historically, but also modernly. And so we have 2 stages: the aria stage, which is downstairs in the KMFA radio building. And it's going to be a piano and solo singer. We have, I think, 11 different arias that will be sung by, again, these are all written by composers here from Austin or Central Texas.
Living composers is a really big deal when it comes to opera, because so often we think of going back in time.
Right.
So this is really cool.
Yeah, and it plays into that Austin scene that I grew up in, where it's like, write your own songs, write original material. So I want to give opportunities for composers to present their works. And then the main stage will have 3 operas that will be shorter in length. Again, we want to sort of cater to this idea. It's like, you don't have to sit for 3 hours and, maybe fall asleep. These are, sorry.
Be lulled.
I'm guilty. These are 30 minutes or less operas, again, by living composers, and they'll be staged, and they will have sort of some projections behind them, and they'll tell stories.
That's so cool. Yeah. And not only that, you do non-singing portion of the festival as well. So can you tell me a little bit about that?
That's right. So from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. we have a panel that talks about the future of opera and what that looks like.
Oh yeah, cool.
And then we have a networking speed dating, where if you come, you can be in any industry, but it's just like, do you want to meet people that may have an interest in opera, or just may have an interest in art or music or just festivals? So we have that's free to sign up.
You're like lowering the barriers for people, because opera can seem a little highfalutin, quite frankly. And so when you turn it into a speed dating, so to speak, where people can just pop around and meet new folks, I think that's really cool, even if you're not romantically looking for someone, right? Okay.
Yes, it's all networking. Well, it's whatever you want it to be. But
it's whatever you want it to be. If it turns into a romantic connection, we're happy for you. But just real quickly, tickets are still available?
They are at our website, operaAustinFestival.com.
Sounds good to me. Gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it. Okay, purchase your tickets now for the one-day festival on Saturday, November 15th at operaAustinFestival.com. And now Nathaniel Payan is going to sing for us from an excerpt from that song that you heard about that was composed by Nathan, Rebus Dominici.
You will add to a great feeling of pride at the operation held Dorado Canyon fly your mission and know that you will never be forgotten. You will never be forgotten.